Hell, I'm a sweaty mess. I don't know. Did you have an opportunity? I understand that while I was having a good time, there were some problems with the stream.
Yes, there was. We crossed the streams. No, the sound.
Colin, don't cross the streams, buddy.
No, well, hey, that's what happened, and so we weren't able to get audio, but now it's back. Hopefully, everything will be fine. We got that taken care of administratively, so we are now all good in terms of getting a drop from the soundboard, and so now you guys will get the sound as it should be, the way it has been since the beginning of the stream.
Except for just right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, since the beginning of the stream.
Yes. So I'm Cap from Nerdy Show.
I'm Colin from Nerdy Show.
And we're your hosts for Nerdapalooza 2013, the official stream. Hello. Moonhooch was amazing.
That was amazing. I'd never heard of them before, and they're the opening act for They Might Be Giants on the tour. Is that correct?
They have been the opener. I don't know if they currently are, but they have performed before. As you can tell, there's definitely a sort of crossover there.
Yes. Man, some of those the musicianship was just insane on those saxophones.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about dubstep music with no electronics, huh?
Oh my gosh, that was incredible.
I've never seen anything like that before, and
they didn't hear a lot of it. They heard like maybe the last third of it. But man, we're gonna put this up we'll put it up on our YouTube channel, so you can watch all of the things that we've had technical issues with. Will be up on our YouTube channel, so that you will be, because they were able to be recorded onto our computer. It was just a matter of the stream sending it out to the ether. But you will be able to see all of those things on our Nerdy Show YouTube page.
And for real, check out Moonhooch's music. I'd heard of them. I'd heard them before,
Yeah,
but
I'm going to Spotify. I'm gonna buy their album on Amazon. But I'm gonna go through the Nerdy Show link to buy their album on Amazon.
Thank you, Colin.
Mm-hmm. Well,
thank you,
friend. I'm a friend.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna buy an LCD TV.
You know, David Byrne of Talking Heads recently published an op-ed piece about how he's fairly certain that services like Spotify are actually going to do a great harm to the music industry because the percentage that artists get from it is next to nothing.
Wow.
So they're preaching that friendliness, but it's not really.
Interesting. I do know that, there was a lot of futurists who were talking about, in terms of the music industry, when the whole Napster thing occurred, and there was an idea of, copying music and access to music, and whether or not you have the ability to share. And I know that a lot of people were talking about how it wasn't necessarily the ownership of the music that people were looking for, it was the access to the music. And so they were predicting things like Spotify and Pandora and things like that. And that was back when Napster was, a big thing. So obviously that has definitely come to fruition. I love Spotify. I love Pandora. It introduces me to bands that I would have never otherwise heard before.
Yeah, no, David Byrne actually wasn't so sure that was the case. I know it to be true that I've had the opportunity to either confirm that I was indeed interested in an artist or actually discover an artist through those features. But ultimately, if it doesn't result in actual real compensation,
I agree. However, I do think that the music industry is definitely, I'm not an expert, but I do know that I feel like the music industry is going through a transition where...
as it has been.
Well, obviously, yes, but in situations where, they were used to making, mega $1 million, in the 80s and the 90s, like you would have these recording artists who were making millions and millions of dollars, and those still exist, but they're not as prevalent as they used to be, and they are more concert based. So a lot of musicians are finding that they're getting their money from their concerts.
Right.
Even though Ticketmaster's charging $18 in service fees. But
Yeah, but anyway, it's a different world. It's an ever-changing world, and man, Moonhooch, so good. Coming up next. Who is coming up next?
MC Frontalot.
Oh man, MC Frontalot. His triumphant return to Nerdapalooza. It's been a couple years actually since Front was with us.
Now, based on what I listened to in Hex's lecture on the history of nerd music, MC Frontalot was one of the, if not the founder of the term nerdcore.
It's kind of complicated, but he definitely popularized, if not outright founded, the term nerdcore. Though nerdcore as a word existed before, but the application of it towards a genre of nerdy rap music did not exist before him. And he got his start in a lot of ways. But one of the earliest songs I ever heard of Fronts that was that connected with me was actually one of the ones that connected with a lot of people. It was a song called Yellow Laser Beams, which is about water sports and Star Wars. I can't for the life of me remember what website this is on, but it was part of an online website competition thing, very well known. I just cannot pull it out of my mind right now. But this is gonna be cool. It's gonna. I would like to know. I'm not sure we can get a hold of him for this feed, but I'd like to know what MC Frontalot thinks of how Nerdapalooza has grown in his absence.
Sure.
But this is definitely a good time for him to come back.
Yes. No, definitely. It's exciting, and honestly, it's a great venue. That room, I love that room. It's a very small but very intimate venue for people to be able to experience music. And Schaefer was, all the acts that I've seen in this room have been fantastic. The thing about this giant room,
the main stage.
The main stage is that since now we're in a convention hall, and while this has been the most attended Nerdapalooza, this thing is huge. It is just a giant cavern. So you could probably fit 1,000 people in here, no problem. So,
well, there are there's well over 1,000 in tickets.
Well, then if we've had over 1,000 in ticket sales, then you could probably maybe 5, 6, 7, maybe even close to 10,000 people in here. If there was a close,
I'd say 5, 6, 7,
10,000 people. So, no, awesome. So
basically, the Katamari payload for this room would be pretty extreme.
So, Cap, based on the fact that we're coming to the end of the night here.
Yes.
After MC Frontalot, we have They Might Be Giants, which we are going to be able to stream. You will see the They Might Be Giants concert here at NerdyShowLive.com.
You may have heard otherwise, but in fact,
it is happening. It is happening. And if you have come from the a tweet or something like that from They Might Be Giants, thank you guys for coming.
Welcome. We're Cap and Colin from Nerdy Show.
Yes, and so thank you guys for coming in. And you're about to see MC Frontalot as soon as they are ready to go. And then as soon as Front's finished, we'll come back to us, and then we will throw it to the Giants. It'll be amazing. And then after that's Epic Win Burlesque. You can't.
Yes, Epic Win Burlesque, which as far as I know we won't be able to stream, mostly because there's with Burlesque there's a certain we have to get authorization from every single performer. They own their acts, you see, so it's actually kind of weirdly complicated.
Yes.
But that's one of the perks of being at Nerdapalooza is the annual performance of Epic Win Burlesque, the premier nerdlesque troupe in the world. They basically created the genre, though it was one of those things, it was bubbling up everywhere, but man, they're the ones who threw the dart on the board, and then all the other darts came pouring in. So we're going to be seeing a lot of sexy, sensual routines as ladies and men's and in-betweens take off their clothings as lots of characters. I saw a fella out there with some Nightcrawler gloves. Yeah, there's going to be like a Nightcrawler act.
You know how much I love Nightcrawler. Like, Gambit and Nightcrawler are my favorite.
So you want to yaoi ship Gambit and Nightcrawler? Is that what's happening?
Oh my gosh, that would be the best thing ever. You know what? You were talking to me about an action figure. That's what I want. You were asking me. You have so many Nightcrawler and Gambit action figures to choose from. No, them together.
Well, a 2-pack. I'm sure that's happened too.
No. A Gambit and either they're fighting or they're morphing into each other. Maybe Nightcrawler.
Wait, where are you going?
Maybe Nightcrawler had a bad bamf and he bamfed into. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for.
That sounds more like a statuette, Colin.
And I want the smell of brimstone to be around it.
Brimstone perfume on it.
Exactly.
This is weird and I hate it.
So, Cap, what has been your favorite? What has been your favorite act? Because we've been asking a lot of the people that we've interviewed today what their favorite act was today. Since we've seen a lot of them, obviously we haven't seen MC Front and They Might Be Giants. But what was your favorite act that you've seen so far today? Just today.
Just today. Okay. Oh man. Careless Juja. I'd say they got a stand. They got. It's tough. Okay, so their GoldenEye track really was. It was. That would be the outstanding track of the day. Moon Hooch having just come off of that high right there. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And also Runaway 5.
Oh, they were great. Yeah, Runaway 5, who was playing over in the stage 2, and then we interviewed them earlier this morning. They were amazing. Like they weren't kidding when they were talking about that they shred. It was nuts how good they were. Zach, I guess the lead singer, it's just a guitarist and a drummer. And Zach, the lead singer and the main guitarist, he said that his favorite animal was tigers, and it just turns out that they had a song about tigers.
Well, Colin, that would actually be something you missed the details on, the segue that led into him saying that. It's not like,
once again.
That's what happens.
That's
why
of my life.
When we're in the zone here and we can't hear what's happening out there and you leave, you don't know what's going on.
I can't hear what's happening when I'm over there, man. That's all I'm saying.
I know. I know. So
this guy, I'm trying to give him like hand signals and let him know what's up, and he just
like, you want me to?
You just diss me.
What do you want me to do?
Why you gotta bring me down? Why you gotta bring me down?
Okay. But
ELO.
She's ELO. Oh, Bruce. I think I'm gonna have to give it to Moon Hooch.
Really?
And ask me tomorrow maybe, but I think I'm gonna have to give it to Moon Hooch. How about you?
Would you including Friday, would you still rank Moon Hooch on the top?
Yes.
Wow.
Maybe. Yeah, they were pretty good.
Yeah, no, I am with you in that Careless Juju was amazing. I'm so sad that was in the morning, so that not as many people were able to see it, because it was quite a show. It was like a super group. It was like the traveling Whirlberries.
It's like the traveling wheelbarrows.
The traveling Wheelberries of nerd music. With random encounter. I mean, it was insane, all the different people who were coming together to make that group. But Careless Juju was really, really solid. And Moon Hooch was really great. But I just can't. A really good Proto Men show.
Well, okay, here's the thing. The Proto Men.
Can we just exclude them?
That's the thing. You're asking me to compare. The Proto Men. I've been to so many Proto Men shows, and it never, ever dips in quality or intensity or anything. It stands alone, and it stands outside of everything else that's happening, because it's an experience that traps you and is completely self-contained.
Yeah, no, it was, and we were in the mosh pit, and it was. And you know what? Here's the thing about Nerdapalooza that I love so much, and the fact that I love whenever I'm in a mosh pit, specifically with a nerdy group around me, if anybody falls, they immediately get picked up and are asked if they're okay, or if like somebody who is smaller than me, is like really enjoying the mosh pit, and they happen to get swallowed by a group of people, like tons of people will come in and push people away to like grab this person out of it and make sure that they're okay, and make sure that everybody is being safe and everybody is not harmed. And I think that is such an amazing, just an amazing experience, an amazing community spirit that happens at Nerdapalooza and these events, because that doesn't happen everywhere.
No, it doesn't. The positive energy at Nerdapalooza is always exceptional. This is a good place to be.
It is. I'm happy to be here.
If you love music, if you're nerdy, you don't even need to know the bands. You can come here, you can find something you like, and you can find a lot of people who you have a lot to relate to.
Yes.
With.
Hey, could you check to see how's Front doing for me, to see if they've started or anything? Just poke your head to see if they're doing anything.
We just got to get a fix on the Front a Lot situation.
Well, because the music's playing in here, so I don't know if It's about to go on, but they have not started yet. Excellent, thank you. So, were you able to check out any of the art that was happening here? Because Nerdapalooza isn't just a music festival.
It's a music and arts festival. That's another one of the things that you have to come here to check out. I have checked out some of it. Yeah,
I'm definitely purchasing some things tomorrow.
That's very cool.
Yeah, the Illuminated Line booth, which is actually kind of is it in partnership with us?
Well, it is. They do produce some of our glasses.
Yeah, they do some amazing glass work of nerdy things.
Drinking glasses.
Yes, on champagne flutes, red wine, white wine, tumblers.
They don't sell the wine.
Pint glasses, all sorts of different size and shapes of glasses and colors, and they sandblast really nerdy, fun images on their glassware. And actually, most recently, they did a special thing for us, our D&D role playing podcast,
Dungeons and Doritos.
MC Frontalot is about to start.
All right. Yes. Okay.
Let's finish. Dungeons and Doritos, our epic role-playing podcast. They just started. They just made a glass for our dearly departed chair, one of our characters.
Yes. Okay. So here's MC Frontalot, DungeonsandDoritos.com if you want to check that out.
Nerdy Show Live. Check it out.
Yes. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the rest of our live stream from Nerdapalooza 2013 for more awesome performances and artist interviews. And if you like what you saw, click like and subscribe to Nerdy Show's channel. Also, be sure to check out all of our podcast programming over at nerdyshow.com. From comics and video games to science and technology, if it's geeky, we've got you covered.